Hey, what's up, YouTube fam? It's your boy Kamo coming back with another reaction video for you. But first, we got to do a quick shout out to Madnessing27. A great video. Can't wait to see more from you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Today's video we're reacting to is a YMH highlighter clip, Your Mom's House podcast with Segura, Christina. It's easy for me to say her last name because my last name is Mosansky, both Hungarian last names. But everyone just calls her Christina P. The title of this one is Clean Comedians or Scary Comedians. Now, for those of you that don't know, I did stand-up comedy for over 10 years. So I met a lot of comedians. I hung out with a lot of comedians after shows and stuff, or before shows, whatever, in the green room. I will say there's some truth to that statement, the majority of the time. Obviously, there's always exceptions to the rule, but I can tell you that, and when I say clean comedians, by the way, I mean not only do they not curse on stage, but they don't even get into taboo subjects. They keep everything very PG, if not G rated, right? Off stage, there's usually something off. It's a screw is loose, whether they're super depressive or suicidal or drugs, or sometimes, sometimes it can be really scary. So I have a feeling that's where we're going to go with it. I'm really excited for this one. I love the Your Mom's House podcast. I've been watching for, I don't know, I think at least 4 years. But with that out of the way, let's get this going.
A good point, because you notice with the serial killers, the best way to hide who you are is to pretend to be the opposite.
Ted Bundy.
Yeah. Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy represented himself in court, did he not? Yeah.
He did a really poor job.
And he was also like a nice guy, well coiffed,
attractive.
Didn't he always play like he was injured
and weak, and then he'd fucking bite your tit off?
Yeah.
That's what he liked.
There's like that tape, like it's one of his last tapes, because he talked to an FBI agent when it was already like, you're on death row, you're gonna die, and they're asking him, like, because he would deny murders.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then it's like 2 weeks before, and he's like, all right.
If you're not familiar with Tom, he's obsessed with like
he's telling the
serial
one
killers
agent
and
about
stuff like
how
that.
he had the cast on, and he asked this girl to help him, like put stuff in the car.
Yeah. Could you help me with this couch?
Yeah,
that's why he did it.
She's like the guy from Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
And then he clubs her.
Yeah, with the cast.
I swear I haven't seen this.
Yeah,
this
he
clip.
had, I think, something in the cast.
Cool.
He clubs her, but she's not unconscious, and she goes, "Is this for my Spanish test tomorrow?" And he thought that was really funny, and he told the FBI agent, he was like, "She thought it was for the Spanish test."
He let her go because of that?
I'm still waiting.
I mean, the guy
that's the funny part.
He didn't lose his sense of humor.
Yeah.
Stay loose in life.
Stay loose.
Stay loose. Be like water. You know, you don't want to.
So, Tom, can I just ask you, do you have a favorite serial killer?
No.
Like a guy that you really just
No, I don't.
grind it out to?
I don't admire them. It's just like, it's just good stories. You know what I mean? Like, everyone likes a good story.
I admire their attention to detail, work ethic, consistency.
Yes.
You got to stay organized.
Organized.
They always get caught when they get sloppy. So it's like,
Or when they brag, they have to keep their mouth shut.
or most of the serial killers won't.
Or by their touring schedule. Vince Champ. You guys know Vince
Champ.
Champ?
Of course. I like that his name's still on the wall at the Comedy Magic Club. Like, you could have painted over that. And they're like, but he did a set.
Is this
well, that's what it is nowadays. It's like,
is this a comedian that killed somebody? Vince Champ? I'm going to have to look him up after this because I was not aware that there was a comedian that straight up like killed people or that has killed people. I knew of comedians that have killed themselves. And obviously one very famous comedian that's in jail for raping a bunch of women, but was not aware of someone killing somebody.
Almost are worse if you say something bad than if you do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. It's like Vince is on the wall, but you know who made a black joke we didn't like?
Yeah.
We're going to erase his name. Like, hold on, that guy's a rapist.
Yeah.
What?
He had a decent Carson, though.
Yeah. Did a good job.
He was built for a 5-minute.
Vince was on Star Search.
Star Search, and he got married.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was?
He did well on it, I think.
Yeah, and then he would tour at the sky. Do you know about Vince Champ?
So he was raping women on his touring schedule.
Okay,
is that accurate?
That was his after show. That's how he would ball out after a show,
So
a lot of colleges.
He must have looked up
he would go to
Cosby.
colleges, and then he'd hide on campus.
there's Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby and his wonky eye.
Yeah, his crazy eye.
And then he would pray with them. He would make them pray with him afterwards.
Oh, wow.
Vince would?
Yeah, because I got obsessed with it. I read all about it. He would meet them, and he would hide
I've never
in
heard of this guy
music
before.
halls or buildings on campus, and he'd stalk someone, and then he'd catch them, rape them, and then he'd make them pray with him. sodomize them and then make them pray with them.
Wow. That's clearly a guilty
I'm
thing on
like-
his part.
Yeah,
This
I often
might not be a
see
very
that
funny video, guys.
comics
I'm
and
sorry,
serial
but-
killers have similar skill sets.
Yeah.
Glib, charisma.
Yep.
We lie a lot.
Yeah.
You know, we're good with people, manipulation.
That's so true.
Yeah. We also
You know what? There is a little bit of truth to what he's saying, especially the being like, well, I don't want to say good with people, but, and I think I mentioned this in another video, when you do stand up for a while, you really do, well, unless you suck at it, you really do, and I'm not saying I was great, but I was decent. I was okay. You get to a point where you can kind of pick up on the energy of the room, and even so much so that to where you can kind of feel like, okay, this area is into it, this area is distracted, this area has an issue with something I said 2 minutes ago. Like, you can kind of feel it like that, and it's almost like the Matrix. That's the best way I can put it. It's almost like the Matrix. You can see shit going on as you're doing it, and when you get really good, you can figure out how to, I'm going to take these people that are loving me, and I'm going to get them on my side so we can go after the people that are distracted, so they'll shut the fuck up. And then we'll all gain, once I got them, we'll all go against these people that have an issue with the joke I did earlier, and then I'll win everybody over by the end. It's like so it's manipulative in that way. You can kind of manipulate people.
we never admit we're wrong. Like, some of the good comics aren't sociopaths, but you meet some of the young ones and you watch them bomb and they get off and they're like, crowd's great, man. You're like, did I just watch?
No,
It's the same thing as Ted Bundy going like,
Okay, I'm sorry. And I hate when I know people hate when I pause all the time, but that's so fucking irritating. Is I've never ever said I killed on stage. I've never gone off stage and be like, I crushed, I killed, I just like all these things that I've heard comics do. When I watch their set and I'm like, obviously you don't really say you didn't fucking kill, like, what the fuck are you talking about? But you want to, you think it, but they could be fucking serial killers or rapists, so you don't say anything. But that is so annoying. That is so annoying. Now granted, I kind of have the opposite of that problem, because I do have people that will tell me like, oh, you were really good, or you were so funny, or they'll tell me you crushed it, you killed it. And I'm always like, no, I did okay. Like, if I get to a point where I said it went well, I did okay, that's a brag in my opinion. That is a brag in my opinion, because I've seen comedians kill, and they're comedians, like, I mean, I'm trying to think of, now I'm thinking of all the people I've seen. Well, I've seen Tom Segura live. I've seen Joe Coy live. They've killed. They've crushed. I've seen so many great comedians that you all know probably that have crushed and killed in front of audiences. And then I've seen people that got a few chuckles at the beginning and maybe a couple laughs at the end, and they're coming off stage being like, I crushed, I killed. And I'm like, wow. And I've even had arguments with other comedian friends of mine about like, do you think that that's maybe helpful to a certain extent? Because I'm like so hard on myself that it kind of makes it sometimes hard for me to go out sometimes, because I'm always like feeling I'm going to let the audience down, which in turn is like letting myself down. But I'm like, man, if I had that mentality that every time I went on stage, I crushed, I destroyed, that would just keep fueling me to keep getting up. Like, I would never think I bombed. I would always think, oh my God, when are they going to sign me? Like, when am I going to become a regular here? Don't they know like what they're missing here? Like, when's my name going to be up on the wall? Yeah. So I feel like there's pros and cons, but I'd much rather be the way I am, which is what I would consider to be humble, but not probably humble in the good way, because I don't think I'm actually doing that good, versus I'm thinking I'm doing good, but I'm just not saying it. But anyway, he is 100% right about that.
I didn't kill anyone.
Pappas.
You know what? I will say, having seen the Bill Cosby picture, could you bring that up again with his wonky eye? The neat part about Bill Cosby is that he really grew into his rapist persona. Like, you see the pictures now of Bill and you're like, oh, he looks like a rapist now, doesn't he? Like, he doesn't look like you.
That's a bad picture.
Yeah.
What's over there? Yeah. No.
Like, he didn't before, and now doesn't he kind of, he looks
This
super
speaks to
rapey.
his level of narcissism too. So he would get paroled based on his age and everything. But part of getting parole is and especially because he's been convicted, you have to admit guilt. And he was like, then I won't get paroled. So he goes to the parole hearings.
Wow.
And yeah.
I didn't know
So
that.
he would get out. He's in his 80s.
Right.
He's like,
No,
nope,
wow.
I'll serve the
I didn't
full
know that.
term.
Yeah.
Just because I'm.
You almost respect the the confidence, commitment. He had that. That's what made him so good on stage. He was so comfortable in silences.
Yes.
He would
Yeah.
pause. He wouldn't get nervous.
Really pause.
Really pause.
Most comics can't do it.
I don't think anyone with feelings could do it.
It's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah, because you get nervous. And you
It's
go,
really
"Bombing,"
tough
but
to
not-
hold the
not a
hold
rapist
pause.
comic.
Yeah.
Sit in it.
Which is like something to celebrate about rapist comedians is they're so comfortable with those pauses.
That's so
They're unencumbered with that type of
Anthony Jeselnik is pretty good at it,
that
I will say
kinda
that.
makes you lack stage presence.
Yeah.
I mean, he really pulled you in.
He did.
did.
Put you
Yeah,
in.
pulled you in.
pulled the pin.
Yeah.
Now, but Cosby would also do a thing where he would call the girl after he raped them and be like, you should really watch out there. There's a lot of bad guys out there, so be careful.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, dude.
What kind of bad guy? Well, guys like me.
Yeah.
Guys like me.
It'd be funny if he also lectured them on not cursing. Don't curse.
Oh my God, that's
Bad to
right.
curse.
Which takes us back to these clean guys, the
Yep.
clean guys that are like, there's always something going on.
They're hiding something.
Yes.
They're hiding
Yeah.
something.
And like the filthiest comics are like the nicest.
Usually, yep.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
It always
usually the
seems-
coolest
that
guys off
seems
stage.
to be the pattern.
Coolest,
You meet
nicest
them on
people off
stage and
stage.
you're like, you do social work.
I think
you
'cause
take
they
care
let
of
it
old
out
people.
on
Yeah.
stage,
Then they get on
so
stage
that
like,
when
I'm fucking
they
a
hurt
nun in her
themselves of it, so
asshole.
they're like-
And my mother's dick, I'm sucking my mother's dick, and I'm fucking killing
'Cause
Chinese.
they're getting it out.
Yeah.
They're getting it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to get it out.
Yeah.
That's true. I was trying to make the argument that we were really good Catholics on the last episode. And
Right.
We're converting Nadav to Catholicism. He's Jewish. He wants to convert. I do think in our private lives we're really good people. Maybe that's why, because you and I can be so horrible here and on stage.
Yeah, you're getting out.
We're purging those demons.
Yes. It's the equivalent of like a painter, painting something absolutely horrific. So
Yeah.
you're getting your, you know what I mean? You're getting
Yeah.
the evil inside of you out.
Yeah.
And if you're a comedian, you have to let it out somehow. Otherwise, yeah.
Bad things on your tour schedule.
Yeah.
There you go, guys. If you could please like, share, subscribe to this channel. If you do subscribe, put in the comment section, I subscribe, so I can reach out to you and thank you. You might get a shout out on the channel as well. I appreciate you guys. Until next time.